morning. Bilang. Good afternoon, guys. So today I will present you about one topic. It is really interesting topic to say. Actually, my name is Siti Hawa from a college student of Polution University, and I will explain to you and tell you about air pollution life. Actually, it is a really interesting topic to discuss and talk because it is become one of our primary and basic things and basic need in our life, right? Because actually, when we're talking about air pollution life, it is, I believe you are it's familiar with, right? Because in our daily we always face face the air pollution, face the healthy, and with you you also have like take a break every day, take a break every single moment to with the fresh air. So basically, when we're talking about the air pollution life, firstly I will direct you with my some important point in this page. Firstly, we will talk about types of air pollution itself, and secondly, we will talk about why this air pollution become a problem, and then who cause this air pollution in our environment, and then we will talk about the impact of air pollution itself, and lastly, we will talk about what the solution are and the proper measure to prevent the situation by ourselves to prevent any this air pollution itself. Firstly, let me to give you definition about this air pollution firstly. Actually, basically, the air pollution itself is something like in our air, something like happen in our fresh air, we contaminated with something like for example like biological, physical, and also with the biological agent, because this occur when the air is when the air is like contaminated with any chemical agent is become with the dangerous thing, right? So actually nowadays everyone and every single one have facing problem with this air caused with air pollution life. Because of what? Because there are too many problems and also too many like disease that happen in our surrounding because of this air pollution life. Because of they have like life in unfresh air, with the unfresh air with the surrounding. For example, like let's see for example like what happened in our surrounding with their for example like with the patient would have like bronchial disease. They have this bronchial disease because of they still like in their daily they still like get the something small. They still like the like juicy. They are still like with a dirty air, right? So basically it has become the word problem because in our daily, right? And then let's coming to some cases, some cause that cause something that's caused this air pollution life. Air pollution caused by two like sources. The first one is the natural sources like volcano eruptions, and also like wildfire, and another natural sources. But the most of air pollution itself is caused by human activities, and also for example by human sources. For example, like using of energy, the smoke from industry and factory, and also from the use motorcycle and also vehicle and motorcycle, and also like cutting trees and also burning wood, like in my synopsis like you have seen, and also and another reason which can cause this air pollution. And also those kind of activities, those kind of like agenda will make this air will polluted, right? So basically, when we're talking about this pollution, for example, like when we burn fossil fuel every day, it will create and it will create a lot of like smoke, a lot of like smoke into the air, and like the air itself will pollute it, right? So basically, what the impact of this one? What the impact of air pollution itself? It's not only impact for the human itself and also with the environment. What our environment? Firstly, we will talk about human itself, and then we will talk about the with the plants, also with the animal also, and then lastly we will just talk about the impact to our atmosphere itself, right? So firstly, let's talking about the impact for the human itself. When the human like taking a breath with the unfresh air, they will like have something like a problem with their lung, right? When they taking the breath with the unfresh air, they also like they will get some disease. For example, like for example, like we can say that they will get headaches, for example, because they get the unfresh air regularly, unfresh air in with the at the end of the day, right? So basically, and also at the end of the day, we think that also the like the stroke and also the cancer, it can create by this air pollution time by time, right? Because of what? Because they will like get the unfresh air time by time, year by year, right? So basically, this will get the dangerous thing because of what? Because this air pollution, because it is instant created by human activity also, right? So secondly, let's look from the animal. Animal also get the something like skin irritation, also skin irritation, and also another disease can get by the animal also. And then the plants itself. The plants also getting like hampering the growth of the vegetation itself. Because of what? Because like nitrogen and like also the chemical agent in this in the air pollution is make dangers from the growth for the plant itself. And then lastly, we'll talk about in the atmosphere. What happens when our atmosphere will pollute by this unfresh air? Our atmosphere will get for example like ozone level will decrease, and also the greenhouse will make us with the greenhouse, and then we will get the something like a highly temperature, so we feel that in our daily feel so hot every day. For example, it is can caused by this air pollution, right? So basically this air pollution will make us dangerous, will make us like harmful itself, right? And then that's the impact of the air pollution itself. And then lastly, we will talk about the solution and the proper measure to prevent this air pollution. What the proper measure actually? Basically, the firstly from the is actually it is will take the combination between the government and also industry and also society, we as individual. It's not only to prevent by the government, it's not only to prevent by the industry and factory, but it's not only to prevent by the individual and society. But we need a combination. Three of them is will make the good well to prevent this air pollution life. Firstly, let's see by the government. The government can take the policies to make to decrease this in this globalization and also this pollution zone. And also, for example, like to create any policies to make the environment more health than before, right? And the second one, let's see from the factories or industry. Industry should to create something like technology innovation, for example. Using the electric car rather than using this car. And then, for example, like using by green technology also effectively to reduce this air pollution life, right? And then we are talking about by individual, we as society, what we should do. We should do, for example, like we need to use more public buses, for example, to decrease any smoke and to decrease any pollution life. And then or to short distance, we need to, like for example, like walking is more healthy rather than use vehicle anywhere, right? And then use a vehicle also effectively and also help to our to decrease this air pollution. And then we need also to go to exercise in our daily. For example, like to do sporting, to gym or to sport by three times in a week is also effectively to decrease this air pollution. And also, for example, like eat fruits and also vegetable is effectively to decrease this air pollution, right? And also we need to, for example, like actually based on this strategy is more effective. The problem from this strategy is the willingness and also the awareness of each individual itself. The problem right now is our surrounding and our society still think that it's not our right, it's not my responsibility, it's not my duty to take care of this environment, right? Meanwhile, we know that our society and our, for example, like uneducated people still believe that there still exists the government, there still exists the environmentalists to take care of environment itself. But actually it doesn't like that, right? Because of what? Because environment is our need. Environment, this air pollution is impact for our activities, right? So we need to create and also we need to like increase our willingness and also increase our like awareness in our daily in our personality, right? So basically the first primary thing we need is the knowledge of this air pollution life itself, how it will danger the human life itself, and also how it will create any something like a disease, any disease in our daily. I believe for some people, for example, like young generation and also millennials have something like internet connection, right? So we need to like take knowledge there and also take something like understanding about how important the environment itself, how important our health itself, right? So we need to know something like advantage like this, right? So we think that our awareness and also our willingness to like prevent this air pollution is really important, right? So I think that's all for me. Thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.